Figured I'd turn on the camera here and go through the way I customized my EVO here after just a brief time, a couple of days of owning it. It's going to be pretty boring, so I want to put a disclaimer out there. If you're not really interested in this kind of stuff, you might as well turn off the video because it's going to be pretty boring. Alright, I'm going to turn it on here. I think I've said in the other videos, if you've seen them, I don't like the button. I can't hit it real well like I can with the Droid. I guess I'm just too used to the Droid. To begin with, I got rid of the regular clock. I didn't like it. I went with this moving desktop, sort of like clouds, I guess. There's I don't know, like a dozen different desktops you can choose from. The nice thing about the EVO is it's got 7 desktops. So if you want to see them, you just squeeze the 2 fingers together, and you can see a little mini view of your 7 desktops that are up there. And I pretty much have mine set up with communications, all my emails and things like that, WordPress and that kind of thing, a calendar. This one's got the cameras, the video, the quick, and then the scanners and the radio and music and Pandora. This one has the sort of the control panels for the Droid itself, or for the EVO itself. Quick access to like Bluetooth on and off, Wi-Fi, stuff that drains the batteries. I got the task killer here so that you can quickly kill all the tasks that are running in the background. This one has like the shopping, restaurant finders, maps, and compasses and stuff, and then this last one is the different tools that I use once in a while. So as far as over the Droid, the one I'm more familiar with, this one's pretty cool because having 7 desktops really lets you get into whatever you want to do with this thing really fast. And there's a ton of stuff these things can do, so makes it really quick. I had folders on the Droid to keep track of some of this stuff, but this makes it way quicker. Something like the calendar is way bigger because it's a little bit larger device. There's the tiny Droid next to it. So it's just a bit bigger than the Droid, so but it's really all on the screen, it seems like. So you can quickly jump from screen to screen, or once you're in one, they're just all next to each other, so you can scroll through them this way. And there's this little indicator at the bottom, just above the word phone there. It's in the center now, and as I pull over, you can see that it kind of gives you an indication of what desktop you're on. So there's these 7 desktops full of apps, and I figured I would just zoom in here a little bit and just go the old-fashioned way, which is clicking on this like menu button. Neat thing about the EVO is it's got the phone button right here all the time. So far about 3 times it's gone to phone when I didn't want it to, but otherwise I think I like the idea of it having a phone thing right there. So these are in alphabetical order, and we'll just start at the top here. Advanced Task Killer, just like on a computer, stuff will start up and it stay running sometimes. This sweeps it all away. AIM is Instant Messenger. Amazon MP3 is like a shopping cart for music. I never buy anything, so I'll probably end up removing it. FTP is just a way that I've got to connect to the websites. Automatic Task Killer is similar to this first one. It supposedly turns off everything every time you turn on the device, so that nothing's running in your startup, let's say. I've got a couple of different barcode scanners. This is one of them, and these allow you to scan the price, the barcode on an item in a store, and it'll tell you what's cheaper in town and what might be cheaper in town and what it would be cheaper online, and then where. So that's pretty handy. You can also get to reviews this way, so it's a pretty handy little application, and there's a couple of different versions of it that I have, and there's one further down. Bluetooth file transfer is just a quick way to transfer files with the Bluetooth wireless. And I didn't mean to tap on it there. I'm still kind of getting used to the controls. So that was Bluetooth. This bubble is super handy. It's literally a level bubble. I've got it set up to vocal, so you don't have to look at it. And then if you set it up this way, it's another bubble. So a tool that this thing can be. Bump is I haven't played with yet. It's a newer one, and it somehow pushes information to like 2 different devices. I could bump them to each other. 2 different calculators, scientific calculators, a calendar. History is just like it sounds. They divide camcorder and camera into 2 buttons. The Droid just has a camera button, and then it'll ask you, do you want camcorder or camera? and that's honestly very annoying most of the time. So it's a pleasure to see it split up into two things, and it's also nice that they named them very similar alphabetically, so they're going to always stay right there next to each other. Camera Magic is a supplemental app or application that I got that does something to the camera, I forget, but it's basically some artsy-fartsy type of camera stuff. Chess is a game, Clock is a clock. Color Flashlight is a application that will change the display color of your screen here, and they call it a flashlight. So in a dark room with just this on, it would look like a purple flashlight, I guess. And you can change it through all the different colors. I like this particular one because, if I can get the menu to pop up again, it's got a couple of neat effects, like this spiral, and it's just, you know, fun. So it's hard to call that a game, but it's a tool, or it's a thing that the phone can do. There's a compass, and when we say compass, it's basically a digital compass. I have to wave it in a figure 8. Keep in mind that I've literally only had this about a day, and I'm still setting everything up, and by waving this around I've calibrated it. It's sitting in a bunch of magnets right now, so it's not going to go to 0. I'll have to do that outside. But basically you've got an electronic compass. Convert is an awesome application. It allows you to convert not just length, but all of these different units. Everything from heat to length to weight to electrical resistance, magnetism, even cooking and, you know, household stuff. Really neat application, and again, it's the kind of power that a device like this can offer, where I don't have to go to the web to look something up. Boom, it's just right here on the phone, basically. Another clock, some sort of toolkit for the phone itself that I'm not familiar with. A browser. It comes with its own web browser, but I downloaded another web browser just to have an option. Droid Light is similar to the other one, except this one is a flashlight, and it uses the LEDs that would normally be, well, they were installed here to be the flash for the camera, but what they do is they use, you know, this little light bulb as an on-off button to turn on the LEDs. So again, a nice tool to have. Now you'll notice that the LEDs stayed on even though I turned the application off, so I can go up here, go back to the application, turn it off, and then exit the application, and the LEDs will stay off. That's one I used on the Droid quite a bit, and it is super handy actually. It's a very bright light. You can get to eBay through this application. You can use Facebook there. File Manager is just a way to be able to browse through the files on the little PDA. Flashlight is just a simple flashlight that uses the screen, not the LEDs, but the screen itself as a flashlight. And again, that's just handy sometimes. It's got a built-in FM radio that requires you to plug in an antenna, or excuse me, earphones for an antenna. And then got Food Finder, which finds restaurants for you. It knows where you are because of the GPS, and you basically tell it what kind of restaurant you're interested in eating at, and it literally has a lot of restaurants in here. You can see where I'm scrolling through here. Just a lot of different kind of restaurants. And again, if you're traveling, that's super handy. Not knowing what's in a town, because it's going to give you driving directions, it's going to give you it on a map, it's going to give you reviews. We've used it more than once while traveling. I don't know what Footprints is. FriendStream, these might be from the EVO, I haven't explored them yet. FX Camera is another application that adds digital effects to your camera or your video camera. Gallery is just the way that you go in and look at the photographs that your camera has taken or that you've put onto your camera. Since this thing is basically like a little PDA, you can transfer files either through the cable, through Bluetooth, email them to this, text them in a picture message. Lots of different ways you can get your files onto this little device. You can pull them down from the web, right click and save as from a web page. You can, just any way you can get a file onto your computer, you can get it onto this little EVO, and once they're on there, you can access them through the gallery. Of course, it does Gmail. It's got the Google Sky Map, which is a great application. I downloaded the IMDb, which is the movie database, just to quickly find movie information for a project we're working on. I've got the internet that's the main browser. Keyring is a thing that's going to allow me to scan in those Keyring cards that we get from grocery stores and big box stores that give us club discounts. LED scroller is an interesting one. I have it saying 2 cards right now. This is handy because I was talking to an instructor across the room this morning, asking him if the people needed 2 cards, and instead of having to interrupt him, I just let this run for a little bit, and once he figured out what it was doing, it was a way to communicate without disrupting the class. So for us, it was a quick way to actually use it. And I was able to actually, it's a quick story, I didn't have that on here. I was able to just go to the market, which is here, which is just the place where all this stuff is available, and downloaded it for free. Took a moment, and then typed in when I needed to, and a moment later I was using the application. We've got mail there. We've got the Google Maps, which is awesome. It's going to literally give us a map of the area that we're in, and there'll be a little dot. You can squeeze and scroll. So here's Tucson. There's Phoenix. I can get down into Phoenix by pulling my fingers apart, and it's just going to keep zooming in until I'm down at the street level. The market is where you can find these applications. Some of them cost a couple of bucks. I only have bought 1 game, or 2 games maybe. I haven't bought anything else. Everything else I've used has been free. Next to it we got Message, which is like doing text messages. Morse Coder is an interesting one that does Morse code. It's a practice Morse code device, or it allows you to type something in and it'll print it out in Morse code for you. Pretty handy tool. You've got an MP3 player on here, or you can download different types. You've got that navigator. As I mentioned, there are maps, but there's also this navigator which is going to give you directions, walk you through turns, and get you to where you want to go. There's news feeds, Pandora, which is like it's hard to explain, it's sort of like a radio station on demand. For example, you type in a song that you like, it's going to find songs that are of similar type, and from the same artist or similar artists. Of course, the PDF viewer lets you view PDF files. I'm not sure what PEEP is, maybe that's tweet or something. Then you've got contact lists, you've got the telephone. I've got a version of Photoshop that I downloaded for free. I've got a police light, which is just on alternating lights. Kind of neat. And then we've got Police Stream, which is a scanner. I guess that's a paid scanner. I might as well remove it. I've got another one here, Scanner Radio, which isn't paid. It's a free one. Then we've got Quick, which is the application that lets you stream straight to the internet. So in other words, the video that comes out of the device is going to go straight to the internet. You got Quick Office, I suspect for doing spreadsheets and things. That's a new one for me. I have to check it out still. People Search I'm not familiar with. Settings are the settings of the unit itself. Setup is probably a walkthrough. There's that Shop Savvy, which is the other barcode program for scanning barcodes and getting reviews and similar prices. It's got a measuring device, basically I would almost call it a laser rangefinder, but it uses math, and you basically hold this up at a certain height and then put the little crosshairs there on the item that you're trying to get the distance of, and we'll have to play with that a bit, but allegedly it's a laser rangefinder type of unit or application. We've got Solitaire the game, some kind of football thing. Sprint Hotspot, which is to give it the ability to connect other computers to the internet. You got Sprint's version navigation. Sprint TV, which gives you access to TV shows right on the device here. Stocks is, I'm assuming, something like stock watch. Then we've got a stopwatch, just like you would expect. Stopwatch, so you can have as many laps as you need to, start and stop, just like a watch would have, but it's an application. You just jump onto the market there, find it, and you have it. Tweeter is a game. Talk is like a messaging access. Then you've got the, what is this, touch. You get the talk to type service or something, which is what allows it to talk, or else it allows it to hear what you're saying, one or the other, I forget. But it gives ability to the device. It's an application that adds ability to the device. Then you've got Twitter. You can have, I think, multiple Twitter accounts. You've got videos, like the gallery. You can check out your videos. You've got Google Voice, a voice dialer, a voice recorder, and then voicemail. You've got weather. I've got WordPress on here and a word game, and then YouTube, of course. So that's the applications that I was able to throw on here in the last day or so. Hopefully this, oh wow, it's 20 minutes. Nobody's going to want to watch this. So maybe I'll zoom this down or something, but wow, that's the applications that I run on this EVO.